Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. We are back finally after quite a few days with a news video for all of you. As a lot of you know, I've been away, so I did get a few comments going, "Hey Younes, your review is really late." I did let you know in advance I was going to be away. And the surprise that I had in my head, I could not actually execute. I wanted to, I knew I was going to be away. I was camping and I thought, you know what? On the day of the game, we'll see what happens. If we win, we win. If we don't win, if something goes down, I am going to give a match review from my car. And I know the OGs used to remember when I used to do match reviews in the car. And I thought it would be tremendous. But I knew as soon as I stepped foot on that site, on Thursday, I went on Thursday, Signal did not exist. I just knew it'd be impossible. It'd be impossible to upload. So I waited until I got back. I gave you a review yesterday. And now I'm back with the news. And it's still blockbuster news coming in left, right and centre. Luckily enough, I thought we'd be hearing a lot about De Jong by now. And we haven't, have we? So I don't know what's gone on there. But I need to do some digging. See what I've missed out on. I don't think I've missed out on anything. I think I went at the perfect time. But we've got other news, including a central defender that we are chasing right now. He comes from Leicester City. His name starts with Wesley and it ends with Fofana. Let's get right into it. Fabrizio Romano tells us this. Wesley Fofana has agreed personal terms with Chelsea, so the contract would be ready in case the two clubs find an agreement. Chelsea are preparing a new bid as they want Fofana as a priority target. Leicester insist on their position. Tough one, but still open. I don't know why Leicester are so adamant here. You know, I mean, yeah, they want 80 or 85 million, I think it is. Fofana wants to go, guys. Let him leave. It's like Man United. Let Ronaldo go, mate. You know, if a player wants to leave your club, just let him go. Let him go. Simple. You know, and Leicester keep projecting these bids, and they're coming to the consensus that, oh, no, you know what? No, we need him for one more year. We need him for one more year, and then we'll sell him. What do you think's going to happen in one more year? His value is probably going to drop a little bit because he's run out one more year of his contract, and you're going to get more clubs that are interested in him. Look, you can just get a deal done now. You can get it done now. And then you have time in the window to splash 85 million on a brand new central defender and some other players that you haven't bothered to go and get yet, because Leicester are still the only team in the Premier League that have not bought anyone in this transfer window, or any outfield player, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, have they even replaced Kasper Schmeichel? Kasper Schmeichel went off to Nice. I don't even think they bought a goalkeeper. They've bought no one. So it's not our fault that Leicester are sleeping. Take the money and go start buying. Give us Fofana. Honestly, Fofana wants to go. If you had seen the Arsenal-Leicester game, by the way, Arsenal looking good, aren't they? I just have to plug that because it popped into my head. I remember I spoke about Man United briefly yesterday. I have to say Arsenal are looking all right so far. We'll see what happens, but they're looking decent. Leicester lost 4-2 at the Emirates. After the game, Fofana went over to the away crowd. He went over to the Leicester fans. He gave them a little, applause. And then he was just standing there looking at them and hands on hips and a bit of this and a bit of that. And it's like, hang on, was that a goodbye? It definitely looked like one. And I think he knows that he's going to leave. It's just a matter of, look, take the flipping money. Now, Leicester apparently are seriously adamant. They want 85. If it's below 85, we're not discussing this. So Chelsea are in a little bit of a predicament here. Can we get a deal done? I think we will probably give them the money. Sooner or later, we will end up doing something here. I'd like to think we can come to a deal. I'd like to think we can come to a fee of around 77 million plus maybe an add-on or something along that line. You know, I think that would be beneficial. Leicester will still get their money. Everyone's a winner. So Leicester just need to seriously let him go. And I do think they are eventually going to let him go. I think it'd be very risky business to say no to that sort of money after not having spent on anyone and then having to wait an extra year in the hope that someone's going to come in later. I'd like to think that they take the money now. So we'll see what happens with Fofana. But I reckon he's coming to Chelsea. That's my personal opinion. We'll wait and see how that transpires in the next couple of days. Hopefully Leicester wake up and they just accept the deal. Now, moving on to another youngster. Chelsea have been shopping in the senior department, and we've also been shopping in the... I have to choose my words correctly. I didn't want to say junior department. That wasn't that. Chelsea have been shopping in the youthful department, shall we say, right? 18, 19, 20 years old. That bracket, that age bracket, we've bought quite a lot of lads. And we're not stopping. And it seems like Chelsea are buying players for the now, but we're also buying players that are going to come in the next 4 or 5 years and hopefully turn into superstars. You know, we're going to have a team that's ready. Another one added to the list, it seems. Here it is, again from Fabrizio Romano, saying, Chelsea are now set to sign Cesare Casade. Is it Casade? I'm guessing it's Casade. If I've brutalized that name, then I'm very sorry, but I think it's Casade. Saying, official bid has been sent and accepted by Inter as agreed in the last days. After personal terms agreed on a 6-year contract. Fee, 15 million euros and 5 million euros add-ons. Casade will be in London this week to undergo medical tests. So, very, very highly rated. 19-year-old, if I'm not mistaken. Plays for Inter Milan under-19s. Has done for quite some time. Is an Italian under-19 international. Is rated very highly. Chelsea have won it. Chelsea are going to get this player to the club, and it adds to the sort of player that we've been getting in terms of Chukwueze. Have I brutalized his name as well? Have I forgotten how to say his name? No, Chukwuemeka, not Chukwueze. Bloody hell! Names get to me sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. But Chukwuemeka, young lad. Hutchinson, young lad. I was never gonna brutalize Hutchinson, that's for sure. Casade. We're getting players of these brackets that I do think has a massive long-term vision that are going to develop, and hopefully in about 4 years are gonna shine in the first team as ready, absolute beastly seniors. So we'll wait and see. But this is a great deal for Chelsea to get done. Decent money for someone that's under 19. 20 million euros as a whole. You know, that's a decent amount of money for someone of that age. So fair play. And we'll see where it goes from there. Looking forward to him joining Chelsea, and good luck to him. Now, talking about Anthony Taylor. I'm fuming. At this point, I'm just fuming. At this point, I'm absolutely, I don't know what to say. Let me take you through the journey here. So, you all know what went down at the game. Anthony Taylor, VAR, the whole lot. And I've read some of your comments. Mike Dean was on VAR. He's a Spurs fan, isn't he? I've heard he's a Tottenham fan. What's he doing on VAR? That's a conflict of interest. Anyway, talking about Anthony Taylor, yeah, I mean, that's one side of the corruption. Let's talk about the other side of the corruption at this point. Anthony Taylor, this petition by CFC Dubois was actually really successful. Came out yesterday. This is the petition. Petition to ban Anthony Taylor from officiating Chelsea games. Retweet and sign. And Thomas Tuchel did say, in response to having an issue with Anthony Taylor, not only the fans, the players know what is going on. They know it. So, when you look at this petition, look how many people have actually signed. We're at nearly 150,000 people in the space of, 24 hours? And then we get this as an answer. From earlier, also details that Anthony Taylor will not be taken off Chelsea games. Plus news of new measures introduced this season to scrutinise all the big Premier League refereeing decisions, with the findings sent to all clubs on a weekly basis. Like you're going to do that. Honestly, I mean, look, fool me once, shame on me, right? No, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. If you truly, really think I'm going to believe that, all of a sudden, Premier League referees are actually going to get scrutinised, and weekly reports are going to be sent out to clubs. Doing me a favour. Oh, look, hang on, pigs are flying now. If you look outside, pigs are flying. Go outside your window and look outside. You're going to see pigs flying. Yeah. Because, Premier League are now going to start scrutinising refs. Pigs have started flying. It's not happening. It's just not happening. This is the sort of thing that comes out just to try and get people to quiet down. New measures introduced this season to scrutinise all the big Premier League refereeing decisions. What about the small Premier League refereeing decisions? Do they not matter? What about, if, I don't know, Fulham played against Southampton and there was a blunder? Oh, no, we don't need to pay attention to that. Nah, we don't need that. Screw that. You know, it's just a way to try and get people to hush down a little bit. Well, I'm not going to hush down. I've been saying this for 2 years, yeah? I've been saying this since Harry Maguire got us in a headlock. Do you remember when he had Aspie in a headlock? Do you remember that Man United game where, who was it? Was it Batshuayi? Yeah, Batshuayi. Was it Batshuayi who got kicked out of the touchline or something? I mean, Anthony Taylor, at that time, I came on and said he should never referee a Chelsea game again. Here we are again at the same point saying Anthony Taylor should never referee a Chelsea game again. Yet the Premier League are now saying he won't be taken off Chelsea games. So you are in corruption at this point. You are, because what we saw against Tottenham was because of corruption. Blatant. It's corruption. At this point, it's corruption. The amount of insults that we've had from Anthony Taylor is ridiculous. We have, I think it's over 10 issues that we've had in history with Anthony Taylor, dating back to when Jose was in charge. That was nearly 10 years ago. You know, what is it going to take? All we're asking for, any referee is fine. You can even bring Mike Dean. Yeah? Bring Mike Dean. I don't care. I do not want Anthony Taylor. Simple. We don't want Anthony Taylor. Any referee will be fine, just not Anthony Taylor. Is that too much to ask? Is it too much to ask for the FA or the Premier League to turn to Anthony Taylor and go, all right, we're taking off Chelsea games, mate. You're not doing them. Yeah, they're not very happy with you. So we're going to move you on to the other 19 teams. Yeah, you got loads to choose from. It's fine. You're not exactly going to be out of work. You ain't going to be at the job centre just because you ain't reffing Chelsea. Like, I don't understand why they're not actually just taking him off Chelsea games like all of us want. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely stupid. But there you are. Typical Premier League, typical FA. I mean, these sort of issues and these things you just don't find in other European countries. Even with VAR. VAR were a shambles. You know, I saw one referee make an excuse for Anthony Taylor saying, oh, you know what, the hair pull on Cucurella, Anthony Taylor maybe couldn't see it. Maybe he saw it, even though the camera angle, bloody hell, you see his head looking right at the incident. But this referee, this old referee goes, you know, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was looking at the corner being taken. Maybe he wasn't looking. Maybe when his hair got pulled, then he turned and he didn't actually see it. So it goes to VAR. All right, cool. What about VAR? How come they're not doing anything? You know, you have all the angles in the world to tell Anthony Taylor you can go and look at it yourself if you want. They didn't even do that. So you don't get this in other European countries. You don't get these scandals in France, in Spain, in Italy, in Germany. Why is it always here? It makes you think, is there some sort of corruption going on here? What's going on? It's just not consistent. I don't know. Anyway, we'll wait and see. Now, talking about the same source from the Daily Mail that told us about Anthony Taylor, they say this as well. Chelsea would like to use a new US-style policy with the young players by tying them down to a long-term contract of up to 6 years. Mason Mount, Reece James and Armando Broja are all players the club are keen on extending. I'm all for this, to be honest. I like this. I think it brings longevity. I think it brings consistency. I think it brings a certain aspect of being able to plan long-term properly. You know, with these lads that are happy to stay long-term and sign those contracts long-term. And what it does is if it means any other club wants to come for those players that have signed long-term, they're going to have to pay a lot of money. A lot of money. Example, if you're trying to buy Mason Mount on a 7-year contract, how much do you think that's going to cost? Let me tell you, it won't be anything short of 150 million. No chance. Because it's a 7-year deal. You know, we bought Kepa for 70 odd million, goalkeeper, back when we bought him, just because he was on a 7-year deal. Can you imagine all these players that are actually established and, you know, I'm sure any club would want them on 7-year deals? It means they're staying. So we get to plan really long with them. So I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Matt Law also goes into detail regarding this, saying, it's understood Chelsea want Mason Mount and Reece James to sign new 6-year deals, which would include the option of a 7th year, following preliminary talks in which it has been made clear both players will receive good offers. And those lads are from Cobham. We know what they're like. They're happy to probably stay at Chelsea for the rest of their careers and not move anywhere because they're Chelsea boys. So I'm all for it. Let's wait and see what happens. Now, I saw something yesterday. I didn't know this was a thing. Again, I was away. I didn't have any internet. I didn't have any signal. Anthony Gordon. Where's this come from? Anyway, here's the latest. Anthony Gordon wants to join Chelsea as he waits in hope to see if the London club make a new offer. Chelsea hope the player's desire to move to Stamford Bridge will help them complete a deal for the England under-21 international. This is also what said Anthony Gordon wants to leave Everton for Chelsea. Chelsea put in a bid here of about 40 million, I think it was, and they rejected it. And then they put in a region of the fee of about 45, and Everton again rejected it. Now they're talking about 50 for Anthony Gordon. You know what's crazy about Anthony Gordon? I like Anthony Gordon. I think that he has a lot of prospect. His speed is actually quite remarkable. His technique on the ball is actually quite remarkable. He's super young. I think there's tons of development for him. He's made such a good impact in the Everton team. To pay that much money, though, for an 18-year-old, I don't know. There's one side of me that actually goes, nah, you know what? I think Anthony Gordon would develop into quite a player for us. But are we actually going to cough up 50 million for him? He wants to move, which is a great sign. He was in London shopping at Harrods, I think it was yesterday. So he's clearly eager. That makes me confident. I like players that actually want to join us. But yeah, 50 million? Is it going to be worth the investment? Is he going to turn into the player that I think he could turn into? It's a bunch of what ifs. Are Chelsea actually going to splash it? We'll wait and see. Let me know, would you do it? Would you pay 50 million for Anthony Gordon? And also, it does bring into perspective the view that some people had at the start of the window that, oh no, look, Chelsea only have 200 to spend. There's only 200. We ain't going above. No. Well, we might hit 400 at this rate. We'll wait and see what happens. But we clearly have the cash. We're ready to splash, not just for the players now, but for the players that are coming later. And I love it. I love it. So, let's see what happens. Let me know your thoughts down below about everything that I've discussed today. Much appreciated. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one, people. Have a good one in a bit. Take care, guys. And peace.